Hello and welcome to Cursed Content Club. As always, I am your host, Chris Wolfhart, and with me as always are my co-hosts, Dan and Bob Video Games of GigaBoots.com.
Bob, look out, there's a GIF right above you.
But I was just gonna hang out with the family. I can't deal with this right now.
And Dr. Aggro, best known as that warlock-looking guy you see in the store sometimes.
Birds aren't real.
Not in this movie.
And we are watching Birdemic, Shock and Terror, a movie I know literally nothing about. Zero.
That's
Great.
fantastic. This is fantastic. People don't have access to fresh perspectives on Birdemic, Shock, and Terror. In the year 2025, we're offering a very good service. Dr. Agra, have you seen Birdemic, Shock, and Terror?
Here's the thing. I've been thinking about it since we decided we were going to do this episode, and I'm still not sure.
Oh boy, that commentary is going to be good.
Like, I feel like I have a memory of you making me watch this movie years and years ago, but, like, file not found for any of the contents.
You cannot fucking imagine my shock at this movie being from 2010. I thought for sure this would be some slop from 1984.
It certainly looks at
I don't know. Once we get into it, it looks like
camcorder.
Camcorder amateur
Yeah, I was gonna
2010s.
say, like, I remember this being, like, the handy cam era explosion of, we've democratized filmmaking. No, we haven't.
not good filmmaking. And a bunch of people get sad. I've seen this. What do you estimate, Bob? 4 times?
I was like gonna say 3 or 4 times.
Let me tell you. I'd rather watch this 4 times than watch Birdemic 2 even once.
Jesus.
That isn't shocking.
Birdemic 2 is literally an example of one of those. We made a copy of a copy of a copy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, it also isn't going to be, like, sincere, obviously.
Yeah, that's the thing. Different director, and it's just made to reproduce this. I didn't watch 3, but I watched the Red Letter Media review of it, and it's 2 again. So I'm good.
Yeah.
I'll stick with the genuine article, please. Do we have any expectations, Chris?
I expect something that looks so laughably bad that I cannot believe it. Like, if anybody's ever seen that movie with the Purple Hulk, that's just like an unbelievably terrible 3D model plonked down into real footage with no attempt whatsoever to make, like, perspective or framing work at all. Like, I expect something like that. I expect cuts to B-roll of birds and then cut to obviously different, not real birds assaulting people. There might be some really hideously terrible puppet bird, or just like a taxidermied bird they throw at someone. Like, somebody off camera throws this taxidermied bird at somebody in frame.
Oh, God, that would be the best.
It would. Bob, you've seen this.
Yes.
How many times, though?
3 or 4, yeah.
Weird. Weird that your number is so similar to mine.
It's almost like I might have been in the same room as you were forcing someone new to watch it.
Worth noting, I watched this that many times, and it's something worth experiencing, but it's no Isolation 119. By the way, you know where you can watch Isolation 119? Over on our Patreon.
The same place you can get the commentary track we're about to do for Birdemic, featuring a person who knows nothing about it.
And a person who may erupt into immense rage in the first minute of the commentary track as he realizes, oh, that's why the file's not found.
It's all coming home to roost.
Like some sort of demic. Yeah, patreon.com/GB podcast. You can listen to us watch the movie. You can even, hear me out, sync the commentary track with you also watching the movie. I hear a lot of people don't do that, though. They hit play on that file and just have the most bizarre avant-garde podcast experience anyone can have.
That might be better than watching Birdemic.
Right? You fill up the sensory deprivation tanks, strip down, get in there, hit play.
I don't want to have the visions that come to me in that circumstance.
We should go watch this movie.
Let's get to it.
And we're back. Birdemic's not a movie.
Shocking.
Terrifying even.
Of all the things we have watched on Cursed Content Club, it might be the most not a movie. Yes, even less than when we did 3 episodes of a TV show. It has no plot. It has no characters. It certainly has no acting. It's filmed on a handycam that looks worse than some shot on Shitty-O movies I have seen. And it's borderline incoherent. Dan, what did you think of Birdemic?
Birdemic has many amusing parts, but I feel like almost all of them stop once the birds start demicking. I'm amused by the filmmaking, but only to an extent my patience allows me. Every time I think back on watching this movie, I go, my God, I should really just grow a pair and stop watching it outright 30 minutes before the end of the film.
Kind of like Food Fight in that way, where the last 40 minutes of that movie is just a completely yawn-inducing fight scene.
I've never seen Food Fight.
Oh no. Yeah, that might be another thing we have to do.
Oh God. Because of this huge urge to just stop and every time regretting not doing that. In fact, I should have even done it here. I should have just left the recording room. I'm going to have to give this on our Cursed Content Club scale of -5 to 5. I'm going to have to give this a -3. It is amusing, but my God, just my God.
Yeah, it's just too much.
Bob.
I have seen this movie many times. I'm honestly upset how much more of a movie The Room was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
I thought that they were going to be somewhere in the same ballpark. That's why I was so astonished by it when we finally watched it that other day.
Uh-huh.
Man, this movie, incoherent, just trash, terrible audio mixing, terrible in every way possible. -5. This is one of the worst things you can make.
Aggro.
You know, I've often said while giving things not the worst score possible that, hey, at least it's not overtly offensive or literally a hate crime. This movie, 1, made me think better of The Room, and that's uncalled for. 2, probably set back the fight for climate change action and world peace materially. -5.
Yeah, I have to give this a -5. It's not a movie. To call it amateur would be the understatement of perhaps the century.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's a little too insulting to amateurs.
I feel like if I gave a high school drama class the same resources as this gentleman, they would produce more of a movie.
100%.
Almost certainly.
We need to take a moment here and just be like, wow. Isolation 119.
The opening of that movie, better real movie.
Oh, yeah. Isolation 119 is aware of its technical capabilities and operates inside those boundaries.
Yeah. It also remembers how movies work to set up a framework of understanding of the events and course of the film multiple times. And it still has time to have a fun scene where our protagonist walks off and is green screened into footage.
Yeah, No, he didn't even actually go to a fair, unlike this, where they went to a real fair.
That's true. And yet, for some reason, they needed to green screen them onto a dance floor?
Don't talk about it. Don't talk about anything,
This
actually.
seems really backwards. It's kind of embarrassing.
We need to get to our segments. Let's start with best character. Aggro, can you remember a character in this movie?
Does the dove swarm count?
Sure.
Yes, then I'm picking the dove swarm that shows up unannounced, unforeshadowed, unexplained, and somehow causes a cessation of bird hostilities, possibly by altering the soundtrack diegetically. It's unclear. They represent not only peace on earth, goodwill toward men, but that this movie is going to fucking end.
That's a
but not
comforting-
too
that is
fast.
I don't know. When after the birds show up, it ends pretty fucking. I mean, the doves show up, it ends pretty fucking fast.
It's still like 2 minutes. I'm just watching these birds slowly fly away.
I mean, that's there, but oh my god, we finally you can feel it ending.
But you have to watch them slowly walk down the stairs. They just got done slowly walking down and then back up.
Yeah, that's the whole movie, Dan. Every single thing in the
what
movie
makes
is
it
that.
so excruciating. I truly hate the last 30 minutes of this film.
Well, Dan, you get to go next with characters. So, who's the best character in this movie you hate?
Rod,
Ugh.
this movie wouldn't be the same without him. Could you imagine they stuck someone who could act as our main character?
No.
I
Countless
really
scenes
couldn't.
would fall completely flat as there's nothing to enjoy. Our main character's weird aura that makes us all convinced he's going to do something devious with the love interest is the thing that keeps the movie going. The thing that keeps the movie going is his inability to say, I made a deal for $1 million in a flowing sentence. Our ability to enjoy Birdemic is entirely hinged on this man's weird pronunciation of solar panel and him not being able to say a sentence that sounds like even he believes it even once. Without him, we wouldn't be recording this because I would have watched it once and went, man, that was boring as shit.
Did you know that the actor is a minor role in the Book of Boba Fett?
I knew he was in something else.
Oh my god.
Is he actually on screen or is he just a voice?
I think he is like a random biker who gets killed really fast.
Oh, shit, I want to see that so bad.
Yeah, I need to go back now knowing that.
I think he was in some movie called Cyborg X, starring
Dope.
Danny Trejo.
Ooh.
So I feel like I need to see if he acts like this in any other movie, or if it's like he knew what he was in. It's like phone in.
Maybe this is a performance they asked for. And he tried
Yeah, that's
to-
also entirely possible.
Right, it's like he tried to act and is like, no. Read every word I wrote. Look down at the script while you do it, please.
God.
I'm just looking for the right lady to settle down with. Looks at script.
Bob, who's the best character?
I'm going to say hippie at the end of the movie who lives in the woods.
You mean
Fuck.
Mark Cerny,
God
Tony
damn it.
Hawk?
I've seen this movie several times, so him appearing is my signal that the movie is going to end soon. He's the only anchor I have. Also, he's scared of a mountain lion that is not real.
That mountain lion was almost like a doorbell. It just went off and he's like, oh, I gotta get that.
Yeah, he made up a mountain lion sound that he put up like a box out in the woods so he can hit a button for it that makes the mountain lion noise. He's like, I gotta go.
This is the normal reaction to talking to Rod. He had a thing in his pocket to click to make it make that sound in his house. He's like, oh, I gotta go.
And he has a really important message, I think, about, I don't know, forest fires or
And
maybe mountain lions.
Bark beetles.
Yeah, bark beetles are dangerous.
I love Hawk Cerny. Hawk Cerny's great.
His voice is so soothing.
I'm gonna have to try to make him in a Tony Hawk character editor. at
Oh
some
yeah,
point.
no, that has to be doable.
God, he just he comes off the way he emerges from the woods and his horrible wig. He just comes off like a character in like a Tim and Eric sketch.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
No,
it's true.
he's a guy who jumps out and accosts someone in a Whitest Kids You Know sketch. I guess I have to pick the best character. I'm gonna say the cowboy bandit who wanted gas and has his throat slit by a bird because he was not aware enough of his surroundings while walking away from his own car with the gasoline.
What was his plan?
Oh no! He'll back up slowly until something killed him, I guess.
Was he trying to give Rod the biggest, widest bearing possible when he walked around him?
Maybe. Yeah, Rod's
Maybe?
just so dangerous.
He's so
But
so
he
vascular
literally
and scary.
like bro, if he was gonna try some shit, he'd have tried it when he put the gas can in your hand and was within 6 inches of that gun.
I really thought he was going to like hit him with an empty gas can to disarm him and then win an altercation. And I was going to be upset about how stupid that looked.
No, instead, Rod is the exact person where a person without a weapon would go, I'm not going to let you do that. Lie down and kill yourself. And Rod would be like, damn it, we have to do it. They yelled it aggressively.
With that, we have to go to worst character. Dan, who's the worst character?
I actually was hoping anything but this happened. I didn't want to go first. There are so many bad characters.
You have choice paralysis?
Yes, I actually do, because let me tell you, I'm like Rod. I feel like most of the cast of this movie, you could take a chainsaw to. In the movies, it's gonna be fine.
They're all the same blank slate.
I'm gonna go ahead and go with which is Rod's friend's girlfriend.
Uh-huh.
Because, one, I'm convinced she's why the ad for Imagine Pieces in the movie, which is so obnoxious and terrible. 2, that means she's at fault for it playing Imagine All the People knockoff song, not once, but twice in this film. And 3, she is terrible at acting.
She is pretty bad.
It doesn't stand out in this movie, though.
No, it doesn't. And that's why those other factors are really important.
Aggro, who's the worst character?
Bridge troll professor.
Yeah.
This movie grinds to a fucking halt to have this random asshole spout a bunch of shit that some of which is technically true, but all of which makes me want to burn the planet. There's a lot to be said about how environmental messaging has been handled in media for the past 30 years. I will not be talked down to by this movie.
By
Fuck
this
that
movie
guy.
specifically, yes.
Yeah.
That's pretty fair, I think. Oh, God, I have to go. Thinking. Rod. He just has the disconcerting energy of... First of all, his energy and the fact that his performance is so bad, I was sure he was the writer-director.
Uh-huh.
Any other film, and yes.
Right? Dude somehow has charisma of a wet paper bag.
Yes, 2, if women have Rod thrown on them, they feel the same gross reaction that they would with a wet paper bag.
He has like the exact energy of a guy who like seems normal, seems fine, but if like anything doesn't go 100% the way it did in his head, he like throws a hammer through a wall.
But see, so what you're describing can be addressed, speculated to be a form of autism. And if he were just hard autism coded, this movie would be improved. But unfortunately, I feel like he's the worst possible interpretation of what you're saying of he's a malevolent, absolute disaster man. He's ready to explode the restaurant if anything doesn't go right.
Yeah, he has like this unbelievably horrible energy of just like, this dude was in a frat and his dad had to get involved, so he got to stay in college a couple times.
Mm-hmm. Like you were just waiting on his date during his like listing his hobbies to be like, and I have all this rage inside me, and I've been looking for a way to deal with that.
As a woman, I find that really attractive.
How much do you moisturize?
Kill animals, is a hobby.
For fun.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. When did you start that hobby? I read Ender's Game, and when his brother killed squirrels for fun, I was like, wow, that sounds like fun, and that's what I took from that book. Wow. Neat.
Bob, who's the worst character?
Man, we sure went through most of them already. Okay.
We did.
I don't know, man. There are like 14 fucking characters in this movie. Just start tossing them out.
I'm going to say Rod's friend.
Okay.
He sexually assaults Rod. That's not right. That's not okay.
Yeah, that was a business meeting, and he just started going at that chair.
Yeah, no, it was not all right.
Really, honestly, I feel worse for the chair. I think Rod was fine in this equation. He's like, cool, yeah, we're just going to do that. Cool. Is Rod aware of what's happening?
I don't know. It's unclear, and that's bad. Yeah, he always brings he's there to be the dirtbag to Rod, who's already a weird creep, and it just produces this absolutely evil character from that, where he doesn't have any personality. He is just, I am generic man who likes the sex. And it's scary in a different way.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of lines he even said that you could deliver in a more menacing way, and it would perfectly make sense. He's like, any day without sex is a day wasted. You're just like, what the fuck? What is this guy's deal?
But yeah, the more they try and make him seem like a typical dude, the more he seems even more bizarre and weird, and everything about him is bad.
Okay.
And I wish that we got to see more of him in the movie, honestly, but for some reason he was replaced by Military Man. Who doesn't even he's not even upsetting enough to be named as best or worst character in any way.
It's true. It's really depressing.
Hey, why did you get out of the military? Iraq. Thank you.
I did some things in Abu Ghraib. Well, with that, we have to go on to best scene. I'm going to start. The musical number.
Yeah, of course.
Fucking yeah, brother.
Right?
That is the only good scene in that entire movie. I don't know what the other people are going to pick now.
We definitely cannot hang out with our family anymore.
I think that's the number one thing people remember from this movie.
Uh-huh.
Which is why it's in the second film. And if I were to shoot from the hip, I'm guessing it's also in the third.
Yeah, probably. I assume it's just the same movie again.
I mean, that's what I watched the Red Letter Media review. They hadn't seen the original or two.
Oh my God.
And I'm just watching their review where they show clips, and I'm like, this is the fucking same movie again.
That's so pathetic.
Right down to the unbelievably slow beginning.
Yeah, everything. Yeah. But
Almost
they do it
shot
on
for shot.
more expensive equipment.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, it's bad. Someday I'm going to watch the third because it's apparently on Amazon Prime. I'll just play it while I'm doing something. God, yeah. But yes, the musical number is the peak.
So that's my pick. Bob, you have to pick from the Wasteland now.
Yes, I at least get in here round 2.
I know, right? Lucky.
I'm going to pick the first scene where the birds attack.
Okay.
Because that lets you know the level this movie is coming in at.
It does.
So not even the scene with the 3 birds in front of the tree.
No, because that could have just been a fluke. That could have just been well, those are parrots. That's a weird thing they're doing for this one static shot.
You of course are talking about the scene that goes all out with 27 GIFs of birds and the loudest fucking airplane sounds possible.
When they turn into missiles.
Whine. God, it just That scene goes off like a fucking bomb. I felt like I was going insane. Like this movie had lasted long enough where just nothing would fucking happen, and then it just starts screaming in your face.
Yeah, it's a real moment.
Dan, you're up. Best scene.
You two took the absolute juggernaut.
Yes, we did.
Let me make that clear.
Sorry, you kind of left with nothing.
So let me tell you, weirdly, what my brain goes to first as what must certainly be the third best scene in this movie. I hope you're fucking ready. There's a guy who comes out to let you know the movie's about global warming because he's here to install some solar panels. He talks to Rod inside of his house. He's like, yeah, that will be exactly $20,000 and I will give you a discount. He's like, wow, that's great. Where will we install it? And they go outside, point at the roof and go, on your roof. Except for they don't even say that. They just go, we're going to install the solar panels right there. That's it.
Uh-huh.
Fucking incredible. No human could have written that. Like, hey, where are you putting my mailbox? Oh, here, let me show you where I'm installing it. Right here next to the road, dumbass. Hey, that's great. I'm glad you can install a new toilet in my house for $20,000, which is a really surprisingly round number. Where are you going to install it? Here, let me show you. In your bathroom, dipshit. I think it's like one of the most remarkable scenes outside of the two you two just listed. Because I never could have imagined a situation where I could pen a dialogue in a movie where it's like, and then the man shows him where his roof is. That's it.
All right. Look, he might have put it on the back of the roof, but he wanted to make sure it was on the front of the roof. That's important. He wants to show off to his neighbors so he can get the solar panels.
I feel like
that might have come up before the price estimate.
I do think this entire scene's insane. Yeah. I think it's enormously stupid even.
I enjoy the part of the scene where they both assault the camera trying to get up and walk out of the shot.
Let's get up and go outside. Like if the camera had the mic on it, you would hear it. If there was a boom mic, they would have hit it standing up. That's the tier this is at.
In the singles, like the maybe 3 frames of the dude walking into the house from the opposite angle, like you see him at the door, and then they cut to a scene of him actually walking in where you walk directly at the camera for like 5 frames at most. It's incredible.
It's incredible. That's it. I'm feeling pretty confident. Aggro, are you ready to make me feel like a fucking dipshit with your pick?
So, this is the kind of movie where every now and then it'll throw this incredibly jarring scene at you, but that scene lets you know what the next 10 scenes are going to look like. There's only one that just kind of slides in gently and then disappears. And that's the scene where Rod's friend and his girlfriend are in what is clearly a hotel room where she's straddling him in a bikini and there's a sign on the wall that says imaginepeace.com.
Jeez.
Where, like, my brain lit up because I realized I was looking at something I fundamentally did not understand.
Right.
Was this still the movie? Does this movie have a mid-roll ad? What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, is this their business? Is it a hotel room? What is any of this?
Is this the scene where we cut to Rod's friend paying for sex that's subsidized by advertisements? Looking back on that movie, I still remember the curiosity and the wonder that scene evoked. And I tried to carry it with me through the rest of the experience.
It's a shame we had to end up on the opposite side of the GigaBoots Civil War. Bob, you're my Bucky, just to be clear. Okay? All right. I don't know who Chris is. Wait, who's Chris? Because obviously...
Is he Spider-Man?
No, he's not. He's not.
Okay.
He's not like a 23-year-old actor pretending to be 17. Sound off in the comments which Avenger or Avenger adjacent character Chris is. There we go. We'll let them
I don't
solve
want
it.
no. Do not do that. Do not listen to this man. Do not do the things he says.
Draw Chris as Vision.
Do it! No, not Vision. Not Vision. That's in some real dicey territory nowadays.
So what did we learn here?
We learned we're going into worst scene. Bob, what's the worst scene?
It's the scene where the lady goes to pee in the bush. Nick is murdered by an eagle instantaneously, and her friend shoots her in the face.
It's so good. She's just unloading bullets. What is obviously directly at her. It's like, you can crouch. What are you doing? Yeah, and then the eagle stole my gun and blew her face in. Wow, that's wild. These eagles are really smart. That's right, Rod. The eagles are very smart, unlike some people.
Yeah, that whole scene shouldn't have been there. They shouldn't have done it.
They really shouldn't have. Oh, God, I gotta go. I can't pick the entire... I'm gonna go with the last scene of the movie. Because when I realized that this was the last scene of the movie, and this, they were just being like, we don't know how to end it, it's over now.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is resolved. I became so white-hot angry for a second.
Yeah, that's a fair reaction.
It's like the fucking end of The Stand. Like, well, I don't know.
Aggro, what do you think the worst scene is?
I have to stand by my convictions on this one. The musical number in the Irish pub.
You have got to be shitting me.
It is the cherry on top of the, are we just going to show them dating for an hour Sunday? It just keeps fucking going as they cut back to them inventing whiter and whiter half dances to do at each other as the only couple in this room 5 feet away from the guy singing a song about hanging out with the family. I didn't want to be there, but the scene wouldn't end.
Look, it's not their fault they showed up on Date Your Sister night.
I don't know why I keep coming to this bar.
It's the best bar in Alabama, baby.
Dan, finish us off. What's the worst scene?
You remember that scene where they show up at the convenience store that's completely abandoned and they just grab things?
Yeah.
Yeah, why do we have 2 of those? We go to the convenience store that isn't completely abandoned, that's a gas station.
Uh-huh.
And then we go to the British bus thing, and those like have anything to them. This is just, oh, it's empty. Let's
Damn, what are you talking
grab
about?
some sandwiches.
That introduced it is now the post-apocalypse. They have a cooler with sandwiches.
I'm pretty
a bottle
sure
of
the
ranch,
conversation,
and a random bowl of water.
random metal bowl full of water.
It's important.
Your usual deli accoutrement. Sir, would you like your sandwich with or without water? No, like, it's so fucking useless. We have the scene with the guy who's running the gas station who gets to be like, oh, it's $100 a gallon. And Rod goes, wow, that's a really round number. I guess I'll pay it.
Here's my credit card.
In
I
the
guess this'll work.
post-apocalypse, it works. It's terrible. You can get rid of it entirely. It sucks. It's another fucking element of the stupid fucking picnic shit and another reason to show a car slowly pull up to a place and slowly leave a place that I absolutely fucking hate for the last 30 minutes of this movie.
Yeah, it's just another scene from another thing that he saw. So he thought it should be in his movie because they...
No matter how many of those scenes had similarities that he could have condensed.
Right. He doesn't understand scenes with similarities. He doesn't know what a movie is.
No, but he's seen them.
Yeah, he's seen one at least.
And they all starred Jean-Claude Van Damme.
By the way, his other film that we watched, the one that involves clones, is somehow a complete knockup of Vertigo,
Uh-huh.
where he went but what if it was a clone at the end instead of her in disguise? And I'm like, you are history's biggest moron.
Yes.
That movie's kind of amazing in comparison to this one, frankly.
Here's your reward for not getting it.
I thought when I watched this, and I did not see The Room, I assumed The Room was pretty close to this. In fact, you go listen to that commentary track, you could hear my amazement that The Room is way more of a film.
Yeah, The Room
than
is like
Birdemic.
a movie.
Yeah.
What was this?
Again,
Nothing. It was nothing.
Agra was right to theorize that we made this in 2006.
Yes. We just forgot to upload it to YouTube, so we released it as a film.
Dan, what did I do? You entered. This isn't YouTube. You entered it to the Cannes Film Festival.
Honestly, I don't think even we back then would have had two characters walking toward the camera and needed to cut to a different instance of that same shot and not put in like another cut in between them.
No, it's true.
And not just jump cut to the same shot.
Yeah, we were fucking amateurs.
Yeah.
I didn't even watch that many movies before we started making videos, and never once did we think, yeah, you could just film a thing and then film an almost identical thing and cut them together, and no one will be thrown off by that. What a piece of shit.
Yeah, this was baffling.
So Food Fight's the CG equivalent of this, right?
The thing about Food Fight is they had made the movie, and then in an act of corporate espionage, they delete, so the movie was deleted. That is real. That is a real thing. So they remade it as quickly as possible, as cheaply as possible, and then threw it out the door.
But as a film, would you say it's basically the CG equivalent of those?
No, I'd say it's better than Birdemic.
Fuck. I mean, I do think the Channel Awesome films are basically all better. But here's the thing. The highs of Birdemic are very high. There are no high highs to those films.
Like Food Fight has actors, a lot of big name actors.
It's true. That is the funniest thing about that. Did you know that, Bob?
Yeah, I'd heard that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the Channel Awesome movies have Doug Walker. So.
Hey, you know, I watched the Minecraft movie. Every kid's movie is kick-assy, and now Hollywood needs to hire him.
I agree. Fuck it. Let's go.
Does anybody have any last thoughts? Yes, let's just end it on that.
The executive producers for this month's GigaBoots videos are Spaceman Spiff, Red Blaze 27, Brendan O'Sullivan, Cooper Tank, BN12, Rado, Virmvarm, and Matcha Bunny. Thank you very much to our executive producers, and also these guys. If you want to become an executive producer or a normal patron, head on over to patreon.com/gigaboots today.